Hello aspirants, you are here to the UPSC radio presented by UPSC Launch. In this episode, we are going to discuss about Manrega. Manrega stands for Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, which was enacted in 2005. The main purpose behind this Manrega is to provide guarantee employment to the rural people who are widely deprived due to lack of employment. So, this particular Manrega is an act where it will give an opportunity for the rural people to work for minimum time and for minimum section of time, and also to get a minimum income as a source of income for them, for their families to survive. Manrega Act is technically is a tool to develop the inclusive growth. The inclusive growth, it stands for inclusive growth is basically nothing but the growth that is happening by including every section of the society, every people of the region. So Manrega has been enacted in 2005. Since then, it is a successful program, one of the successful programs that India has ever been implemented. Now the Manrega is been an issue as the virtual shutdown of all economic activities due to COVID-19 pandemic was resulted in a massive loss of livelihoods. Nearly 400 million workforce in the unorganized sector has been one of the worst affected sections of the society. Further, a significant part of this workforce has revenue migrated from cities to rural areas in order to address the migrant crisis. The government has allocated an additional fund of rupees 40,000 crore for Manrega as a part of stimulus package under Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. With nearly 8 crore migrant workers returning to their villages, and an additional allocation of funds could be a movement for the true revival of Manrega. However, in order to utilize the true potential of this scheme, there is a need to address the underlying challenges of Manrega. Let's understand the key features. It is the largest work guarantee programs in the world, as I said you. And the main objective of the scheme is to guarantee minimum 100 days of employment in every financial year to adult members of any rural household willing to do public work related unskilled manual work. And also, it is a legal right to work. That is, unlike earlier employment guarantee schemes, this act aims at addressing the causes of chronic poverty through a rights-based framework. And they have put conditions like at least 1/3 of beneficiaries have to be women, and the wages must be paid according to the statutory minimum wages specified for agricultural laborers in the state under the Minimum Wages Act 1948. And also, the Manrega is a demand-driven scheme. The most important part of Manrega's design is its legally backed guarantee for any rural adult to get work within 15 days of demanding it, failing which an unemployment allowance must be given. And the demand-driven scheme enables the self-selection of workers. And also, this is a decentralized planning. That is, you can say there is an emphasis on strengthening the process of decentralization by giving a significant role in Panchayat Raj institutions in planning and implementing these works. And the Act mandates Gram Sabhas to recommend the works that are to be undertaken, and at least 50% of the works must be executed by the people who apply through this Manrega scheme. But when we are talking about this scheme, there are some underlying challenges. The first one is inadequate financing. You can say this year's allocation is the highest allocation for Manrega in any year since the passage of the law, that is in 2005. However, the allocation amounts to 0.47% of GDP continues to be much lower than the World Bank recommendations of 1.7% GDP, 1.7% of the GDP for the optimal functioning of this program. Due to the lack of funds, state governments find it difficult to meet the demand for employment under Manrega. And also, the second underlying challenge is delay in payment of wages. Most states have failed to disburse wages within 15 days as mandated by the Manrega Act, and in addition, workers are not compensated for a delay in payment of wages. This has turned the scheme into a supply-based program, and subsequently workers had begun to lose their interest in working under this scheme. And also, there is an ineffective role of Panchayati Raj institutions. With very little autonomy, Gram Panchayats are not able to implement this act in an effective and efficient manner. Large number of incomplete works are being there, like there has been a delay in the completion of works under Manrega, and the inspection of projects has been irregular. Also, there is an issue of quality of work and asset creation under Manrega. And finally, the fabrication of job cards. There are several issues related to the existence of fake job cards and the inclusion of fictitious names, missing entries, and delays in the making entries in job cards. So here, in Government of India should plan two types of measures, that is for the short term and the long term. For short term measures, state governments must ensure that public work gets started in every village, and workers turning up at the work site should be provided work immediately without much delay. And local bodies must proactively reach out to returned and quarantined migrant workers and help those in need of job, and they have to get the job cards. And also the adequate facilities such as soap, water and masks for workers must be provided free of cost at the work site. At the same time, there is a need to speed up the payments of Manrega workers. Preferably cash needs to reach the workers easily and efficiently. This is how you can manage in the short term. But while planning for the long term, the pandemic has demonstrated the importance of decentralized governance. So the Gram Panchayats need to be provided with adequate resources, powers and responsibilities to sanction works, provide work on demand, and authorize wages payments to ensure there are no delays in payments. Manrega should be converged with other schemes of the government. For example, Green India Initiative has converted to Swachh Bharat Abhiyan in that way. And social auditing creates accountability of performance, especially towards immediate stakeholders. Hence, there is a need to create awareness regarding government policies and measures in rural areas. Manrega is a bottom-up, people-centered, demand-driven, self-selecting and rights-based program. Thus, Manrega remains crucial for integrated resources management and livelihood generation perspective. Let's say how Manrega contributes to sustainable development goal. First of all, Manrega helps in clearing the poverty, that is the sustainable development goal 1, no poverty. And the wages can help the people to clear their hunger, that is zero hunger sustainable development goal 2. And also the money can help give them good food, good nutrition and good nourishment, due to which there will be a good health and well-being of them. Fourth one, quality education can be provided to their wards or children. This is sustainable development goal 4. And as Manrega is guaranteeing 1/3 of the people should be women, this will help in gender equality, which is sustainable development goal 5. And also the sustainable development goal 8 is decent work and economic growth, which is an opportunity given by Manrega to the every rural unemployed. And this scheme will help in developing the industry, innovation and infrastructure. There comes the sustainable development goal 9. And finally, this income disparity can be controlled by giving wages equally and in time sufficiently. And there comes the sustainable development goal 10. It could be succeed. So Manrega's contribution is there to achieve these sustainable development goals. That is 1, no poverty; 2, zero hunger; 3, good health and well-being; 4, quality education; 5, gender equality; sustainable development goal 8, decent work and economic growth; 9, industry, innovation and infrastructure; and 10, reducing inequalities. This is all about Manrega, and I hope you do like this episode. If you do like this episode, please share it to your friends and also share them about UPSC launch, as we are coming up with the mains examination program, where we can provide the mains guidance to the people who cleared UPSC prelims this year 2021. This is MM signing off. We'll meet you in the next current affair episode.